It's honestly kind of crazy to me to just think that Transformers 1 was already a year ago. Time has just been an illusion. It has absolutely been an illusion. Since, you know what, in 2020, I swear time has just been skyrocketing past. But hey, we've got some new Transformers ONE Studio Series figures. We've got Starscream, good old Steve Buscemi, and we have Elita-One, good old Scarlett Johansson. It's actually kind of crazy that she voiced a Transformer, but yeah, Transformers 1 definitely had a pretty stacked voice cast. And it's crazy to think that I pre-ordered this Elita-One about a year ago, and I'm only now just getting it. Like, I only now just got it. I canceled my pre-order. My pre-order didn't even ship yet. I found this at a Meijer store. That was not a pre-ordered figure. That was just a find. And it's wild that it took so long. And my Elita's got some issues, bro. I don't know if... I'm pretty sure... one of them is just mine, but the other, I know for sure that other people have had the issue, but I don't think it's with all of them. But I think mine just got hit with the 1-2, and it's really holding the figure back. But let's go ahead and talk about Steve Buscemi Starscream first, because I love Steve Buscemi Starscream. I loved his portrayal, I love his design, and I actually really enjoy this figure. I've heard some people through the grapevine are like, oh, this is garbage. Don't listen to them. There's pretty much nothing garbage about this except his weird kissy lips. That's the only really weird thing about this guy. Everything else, like the articulation, the transformation, like it's all fine. It's all great. Like it's a perfectly fine Transformers 1 Starscream. Now, I do really wish that all these toys from Transformers 1 had a more shiny color palette from the Hasbro toys. Because the Hasbro figures are all kind of just the standard flat colors that Hasbro normally uses. Because other companies, like Blockies, for their non-transforming buildable figures, they've got all the nice shines and sheens of these characters from the movies. And I just wanted to bring this in for comparison because I felt like it. Yeah, you can see, like, it's a pretty faithful interpretation of the character on the Studio Series 1. Like, there's not really too many, like, issues going on here. Like, it's pretty nice. It's pretty good. Again, the kissy lips are a bit of an issue. I don't know who did this head sculpt, but he's got kissy lips. Like, that's, like, what is going on with those lips? They look ridiculous. They look awful. It reminds me of, like, Monsters, Inc. with, like, the Scream extractor. It looks like he just got sat in the Scream extractor. Yeah, it's a little bizarre. But, like, I love the look of his chest with, like, the beige-gray stripes going around. The cockpit looks really good right there. It doesn't really have any real kibble to speak of. You might have noticed this sticking off back here. These are removable accessories for his, like, gun, I guess. You can give him a handheld gun. Now, I really wish that this accessory right here just had a normal peg, because I don't mind this little gun. Like, if he could just, have it. If you could just hold this little gun. But no, you have to attach this little gun to this gray thing. Like, you literally have to for him to actually hold it. And it definitely just looks like two things thrown together. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's two things thrown together. And for me, since Starscream's already got his null rays, I just leave this on his back. Like, I'm not stressing it. But yeah, his detail's looking really nice, that's for sure. It's a nice looking TF1 Starscream. For his articulation, he has a ball joint at the neck. Note, he can look up and down, unlike 86 I'm not going to do that anymore. At least not today. But yeah, he's got a lot of nice head articulation. His shoulders are on ball joints, because Studio Series, oddly, is not exempt from using ball joints, but Standard Generations is. He has not really a bicep swivel, more like an elbow swivel. And he's got a really nice elbow bend, too, especially considering you don't even have to bend the elbow for transformation. Like, that's pretty generous. Nothing at the wrist, but I don't really feel like wrist articulation is essential for a Transformers toy. Same with waist swivel. Like, it's always appreciated, but especially with a design like most Starscreams, like, there's really no way to really fit a waist swivel in there. He does have ball joints at the hips. He's got thigh swivels. He has pretty nice knee bends. Like, look at this. You can pretty much get them all, like, fully battle droid folded up. Like, that's a lot of nice range right there. And his ankles, they don't really do anything because they all kind of hinge and everything for transformation. I mean, I suppose you could, like, hinge them back. You could probably get a pose with that. Like, yeah, you could make that work. You could definitely make that work. Yeah. it can make that work. That's fine. But those are transformation hinges. So overall, he's pretty decently articulated. He's just missing a couple, key things that I know some people freak out about, but I personally don't. For comparisons, let's go ahead and bring in Elita for a comparison again, so we can see how he looks next to Elita-One. I don't really remember these characters interacting too much in the movie, but hey, they look nice together. Here he is with Optimus Prime, our first Studio Series Transformers 1 toy, and arguably still one of our better ones. Here he is with that little yellow guy that won't shut up. Here he is with Bumblebee, or B-127 technically. And yeah, that scale works pretty good, looks pretty nice to me. And here he is with D16 Megatron. Oh yeah? How are you gonna say that? With my head in your teeth. I'm sorry, that was like one of the hardest things Megatron said in that movie. I loved it so much. Well, anyways, there's Starscream. He's looking pretty good. I'm digging it. We'll transform him after we talk about Elita-One back here. So Elita-One, poor thing. I don't know what's going on with this figure, but I'll just cut to the chase. What is this? What is this? What is... Yeah. So this is the issue that I know is not just on my copy. So she has a friction clip right there for her, chest hinge. And it has, slots. It has slots that go into the wheels right there. So it exists. Like, it's supposed to tab in. But, yeah, it doesn't tab. It literally just, rests there. And then you're like, oh, I want to pose my Elita... Oh... Yeah. You literally, the entire time you are handling this figure, if you want her to stay solid, you have to hold on to her chest like this. You literally have to grope your Elita-One action figure. So, yeah, to move the head, you have to hold on to the chest. Otherwise, it's not gonna cooperate. But she does have really good head articulation, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. My next significant issue with this figure, and this is one that I have not heard anyone else having this issue with, but it's the jetpack. So she comes with the mining jetpack, which is really cool. It's nice to have this for the transforming figures, because the Blockies ones have it, the Yellow Park ones have it. But this doesn't really, this is a first. But how it attaches, I don't know if you can see how mine is, wonky. Do you see how mine's just a little wonky? So there's two tabs back here, and this is the last time this is going to be attached, by the way. There's two tabs back here. And there's two slots, two tabs. And you'd think, oh, you tab it on. Oh, you just tab it on. Oh, you just tab it on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So that is actually literally the first time I've ever pushed it on and it'll stay. But as you can see, it's not gonna stay too securely. The moment it has any sort of side pressure, it's just coming right off. Because it's not tabbing in. It's wedging. It's literally wedging in there because there's just so little clutch that it doesn't tab, it wedges. These tabs are literally just slightly getting pulled out and it's wedging in there. Terrible, terrible connection. I am not going to display her with that because, number one, it doesn't stay on, and number two, by the time she got a cog, she didn't really use this. But if I'm not mistaken, this is compatible with the other figures. So let's bring in Optimus. And I see two slots right there, and I see two slots right here. So I'm assuming... Yep, so we can put it on Optimus, and that actually tabs in. Believe it or not, that tabs in on Optimus, which is great, which is fantastic. Love that for him. All right, does it work on B at all? I see those same slots. Is it going to slot in for B? Oh, wow. Yeah, it'll actually tab in for B. It'll tab in for B. I'm pretty sure he's the only main character that didn't even use it, but it'll actually tab in for B. It's not wedged, it's tabbed. All right, last one, bringing in D. He has a different connection. He has this slot down here, and it will, if all goes well, slot in. It's attached, but the main backpack came off. And yeah, there we go. This backpack will fit perfectly fine on every other character except the one it actually comes with. WTF, Hasbro. Again, it might just be a quality control issue on mine. But yeah, it's very, very annoying. All right, those are the issues out of the way. The rest of the figure I actually really, really like. I love the color on this Elita. It looks fantastic. It is such a bright color. Very, very nice and kind of shiny too. She's actually got a bit of a shine to her, which is more than I can say for some of these other characters. She's got a decent amount of paint. Doesn't have tons of paint, but she's got a decent amount. Love, love, love the head sculpt. The head sculpt is gorgeous on this. One of the nicest Elita-One heads that I've ever seen on any toy ever. Just looks fantastic. And I really love her design in Transformers 1 as well. Honestly, like, considering everything, like, she's doesn't have too much kibble going on, at least until you look at the arms. And she just has these massive, like, side bike chunks sticking off. But honestly, I think they look pretty graceful all around. They look graceful enough. They could be better, but hey, this is a transforming figure at the end of the day. I do enjoy how these wheels go into the torso. I enjoy this engineering. But it just needed to tab. That's my issue with that. The gun is great. The Death Tracker rifle, because it actually has a hinge. Actually added a hinge to the handle. So that actually allows you to get a little bit more dynamic with how she's going to be posed with it. Like, yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I think Elita, like, she's most well known for, like, that super cool, like, kick move to get the Death Tracker rifle and then just shooting it off. Like, that was a trailer shot. That was a really cool scene. But yeah, this figure, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm gonna chalk the jetpack issue up to QC on mine. But this, I asked around, and some of my buddies did not have this issue for the chest. But I checked out MGO, and MGO's had this issue. So yeah, it's something that's going on with other people's. Very unfortunate. Hopefully it doesn't happen with yours. For her articulation, again, we have to hold her by the chest to get the head motion going. She looks down really great. Up, it's okay, but she does have, like, you know, her wheels she's kind of knocking into. She's got a little bit of wiggle waggle. Very nice head articulation. Shoulders are on ball joints. The elbows are on ball joints. The waist has a swivel. The hips are on ball joints. She does have a little bit of a thigh swivel, I think. Yeah, it's kind of like recessed in there, but it's there from what I'm seeing. Maybe. Yeah, it's there. I see the mushroom. And it's kind of cool. There's like a bit of like sculpted detail in there. But yeah, there you go. It's just not moving too much. It doesn't have too much range to move. Her knees, she actually can bend really, really well. And technically she's got double knees, but one of the hinges you use for transformation. But still, that's double knees. You can get her in a really nice kneeled pose. Like, wow, that's a really deep kneel. You could probably get her like doing the Iron Man pound with how deep that kneel is. Almost. Close, but no cigar. I actually found out what the meaning for that was, but I kind of forget. I think it was something like you're playing some kind of game and like you'd win a cigar or something. And then like if you're close, you're like, close, but no cigar. You didn't win it. I don't know. It's probably some weird like factoid I saw on YouTube. Then the ankles, they're just kind of existing down there. A little bit of hinge. No real pivot or anything. Well, maybe like a little bit. It's kind of on a ball joint, but you're not going to get too much. So yeah, her articulation's pretty good. Her main issues, the arm kibble, if that bugs you, it personally does not bug me. The chest, which very much does bug me. That is pathetic. I don't know how in the year 2025 they can't have a chest that actually tabs in. I don't know how that passed QC. And then this backpack that just does not attach to Elita. Like, it just does not. And I think one of the reasons why is because, like, she has those slots, but then she has, like, that thing, like, sticking up right there. She doesn't have enough space for it to, like, go flat. So, yeah, it's sucky. I mean, you're seeing the several attempts. I'm putting full strength. Here, I'm going to put all my strength, all my finger strength, and to get that backpack on, nothing. So, yeah, jetpack on mine sucks. Well, anyways, let's get some comparisons out of the way. So let's bring in Optimus yet again. They are not really in a relationship in Transformers 1. In fact, they, kind of frenemies. But hey, it's kind of cool that they brought Elita into it, especially since Transformers 1 was essentially an Optimus origin story. Next up, there is B-127, ready to talk her ear off. I guess her really weird, like, Princess Leia ear muffs. I actually just realized, like, RC in 86, she kind of has the Princess Leia hair going on. There's D16. There he is. Looking good, looking nice. And since I did it for Starscream, I think it's only fair I do it for Elita. Here is Elita with her Blockies figure. And it's actually very crazy just how different the hues of color are. I'm not going to lie, I actually prefer the color on the Studio Series one. But I don't know, I feel like this color for Elita is a little bit more like classic G1. I don't know, it's definitely like less pink, more magenta. But I actually do prefer the brightness of this color, that's for sure. Alright, let us transform Starscream. Let's see how Starscream's transformation goes. And a lot of people have complained about this. I've seen some people like say, "Oh, it's trash," but it's not trash here. I guess you just don't know how to transform a transformer. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so we're gonna want to flip the wings, and we're gonna want to do that. You know how I am. I'm very like, I'm not traditional with how I transform this stuff. I kind of just do it. That's how I transform Transformers. I literally just, I just do it. I take the pieces and I just transform it. But I really do enjoy this transformation. I did figure this one out on my own, but I did like practice it before the video because I didn't want to come off as an idiot. I didn't want to be like, "Oh, I forget what to do." I'm like, I'll save that for, you know, before I film. But overall, like the transformation's pretty nice on this guy. There's a lot going on. I really do like how the legs kind of compress. That's a pretty enjoyable element of the transformation. They pretty much fully compress. And then they'll tab together. And then I believe, do these fold back in? I think so. I think so. Kind of forget what those do. But I know these will fold in. Then the feet will fold as well. So yeah, progress is indeed being made. The arms. I actually do feel like these kind of cover the arms. I don't remember. Of course, I'm getting back to something I don't remember. You know what? I think they actually just go back. I think that's what they do. I know the arms tab in somehow. I know they do somehow. I'm forgetting. We'll skip that for now. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right. So these like shoulder pylon thingies, I know they need to swing. Yeah, kind of got to make sure the wings are out of the way, but it's not too big of a deal. Come on, come on. And then this will come down once all that is attached. And we're almost there. The shoulder pads had me super confused, but they do this really weird like swivel thing. It's so bizarre how they do like this swivel on the shoulder pad. When I was like trying to figure this out, I noticed the hinge and I'm like, how does that work? And then I figured it out. We got there. And then you want to attach this gun in between the shoulder pads as you attach them together. Like so. Check it out. And then we're back to the arms. Where the heck do the arms go? Do they just go back there? Do they just exist back there? I'm still convinced that's what they do, because I'm not seeing anywhere they really tab in. Like everything else is in place for the most part. I don't know. We'll see. I'll take a second. I see. So there's the two little grooves in that leg hinge thing, like that leg cover, and the arm grooves into there. There we go. There we go. Come on, arm. I see the grooves. Oh, there we go. That was slightly annoying, but we got there. We got there. Here is our Transformers 1 Starscream in his jet mode. Looks like the wings came undone while I was messing with that, but we can just get those tabbed back in, hopefully. I think so. Yes. Yes. This is definitely one of those transformations. It's going to take a little bit of practice until I master it. But hey, I'm sure we're going to be getting plenty of Seeker repaints, so I'll master it eventually. I do like this transformation a lot, though. I really do. I enjoy how everything just kind of compacts. I really like how the shoulders fold, and hey, it's a really cool Cybertronian jet mode. It's a very, very nice alt mode. I like the sleekness of it. Kind of has that Tetrajet look, but it also doesn't. It kind of brings something new to the table. Overall, very, very nice alt mode for Starscream. Not a ton of new detail revealed here. You can see the wings a little bit more. The chest, the backpack finally has some use. But yeah, it's very aerodynamic looking. Very, very cool. All right, let's do Elita-One's transformation. Now, for all of her issues and everything, her transformation honestly isn't the worst. But there's a lot of just hinges and everything that, when I was figuring out this transformation, kind of confused me. So one thing I do sometimes, when I'm like tired, but I like just opened a new transformer, I will literally like take it into bed, and before I go to bed, I will like just try to transform this transformer, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to just figure out a transformer like right before bed, and this was one of those figures where I was like laying in bed and I was trying to figure it out, and it took a little bit. It took a little bit of time, but I eventually figured out all the little nuances of how this transformation goes. It's not easy. It is not an easy one to figure out. But hey, once you figure it out, it's, you know, like you can see I'm moving stuff around with a fair amount of confidence. Not absolute confidence, but a fair amount of confidence. Probably the most difficult part for me was like the hinges. Like there's so many hinges, especially at the knees. I'm pretty sure you do like collapse the knees. I'm pretty sure you do that. I think we're almost there though. I think we're almost there. We're making progress. Interestingly, the feet are the exact same mold. So like they tab together, but they just have them as the same mold. So this foot has like an extra peg just hanging off. I don't know. I just find that kind of funny. All right. So then this panel is going to come down. We're going to get all this attached. Come on. How do we link? How do we link? Like that? There we go. We attach like that. That's how you attach pieces on a little transforming robot. And then this is kind of tricky, getting all this lined up, because you want to make sure it's folded down just in the right way, because there's a lot of hinging going on. All right, so it was like way too bent, but I had to straighten it out a little bit, and now it's kind of formed. And you can see how like it'll perfectly form to the wheel and everything right there. All right, almost done. Almost done. Got to take the arms, and the arms will attach to the thighs, as well as this top plate, so we have to detach that again. So the thighs, the top plate, and the inside like shin panels. So the arms attach in 3 places. Shin panels are a little tricky to line up, but we'll get there. We'll get there. A lot of fine lining up with this one. I'm not going to lie, I struggled a lot less with the warm-up transformation. It's so funny how it's like you do the same transformation 2 separate instances and you struggle one time a lot more than the other. But we've pretty much got it. We pretty much have it. I'm not going to stress every little angle and everything. There is Elita's motorcycle mode. I guess motorcycle, like who would even drive this? It's pretty nice looking. I definitely enjoy it. So this can just tab to the top, I guess. That looks hideous. I'm never going to put it there again. And ironically, the jetpack will tab on with a normal connection, even though I'm still struggling with this one. I'm still struggling, but there we go. Get it on, and it'll actually stay now. And it actually kind of adds to the aerodynamicism of the motorcycle mode. So I actually do like it on the motorcycle. It kind of adds something to it. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. I think Hasbro needs to stop friction clipping all these pieces on. Like, if they're going to be raising the prices on these toys, like, friction clips are just asking for parts to be lost. Just use a metal pin, please. But anyways, yeah, this alt mode's kind of nice. I dig the look of it. Still has the same nice bright colors. I like the sleekness of it. It's very low profile. Kind of a pain to get there. A lot of finicking and a lot of finessing to get it, but we got it. We got it. And overall, it's a nice Elita. It's a nice Elita toy that's held back by a few pretty bizarre issues. But overall, at the end of the day, I'm a fan of it. I enjoy it. It'll definitely look nice with the rest of my Transformers 1 figures. So guys, there we go. There's my look at the Transformers 1, Elita-One, and Starscream. Both of these are deluxe classes from Studio Series. And I really prefer the Starscream over the Elita. The Elita just has a lot of weird issues that are really holding it back. The transformation's very annoying, but overall, it's still a nice figure. I still enjoy it for the collection, but it's definitely my least favorite Transformers ONE Studio Series. It definitely is. Like, there's no doubt about that. The Starscream might actually be my favorite deluxe so far. I actually really like how it came out, and I really hope we get tons of retools into all the different Seekers and everything, but only time will tell on that one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get the rest of the Seekers. If not, I will just enjoy what we have from Transformers 1. I'm just hoping this line continues. Like, they did all of Bumblebee. It took them like 5 years to finish the Bumblebee line. I'm willing to wait 5 years to just keep getting Transformers 1 figures. So hey, hopefully that's the route they'll go. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed taking a look. Special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.